Welcome to MomCave Live, where I haven't been live in a while. So let me make sure we've got everything going and on all the places. Okay, we're going on all the places. And now we'll start for real. Hi, I'm Jen from MomCave, and this is MomCave Live, where we may have lost our minds, but we haven't lost our sense of humor. And we have an exciting thing happening on MomCave, and I'm going to bring on Mel House, otherwise known as the star of Hot Angry Mom. Okay, she's getting a countdown like she's in a TV studio.
Ooh.
Hey, Mel, how are you doing?
I'm so good. Thank you so much for having me tonight.
Yeah, you're very welcome. It's that time of night when we've got the mom bun going and, the wine going.
Right here. And yeah, I actually opened for the occasion, and because I have some good news today, a bottle of Sancerre. So I'm super fancy.
That's way more fancy because my wine came out of a box. I like to call it the house wine. It's not fancy.
The house wine, yeah.
Gotta be frugal. Anyway, if you're just joining in, you might know that MomCave is not just on the internet anymore. We're now on all these smart TV channels, and you can find us on like Amazon and Apple TV and Roku and all these places. And one of our best partners is WatchieTV. And WatchieTV is exclusively hosting an awesome series called Hot Angry Mom that Mel stars in. And did you write it?
I did. I wrote it. I produced it. I started it. I drove the truck. I carried things.
Like parenthood. You had to do all the things.
Exactly. Yeah. In 60-inch heels and a corset. When you see the series, that'll make sense. But yes, and backwards. So.
Oh, okay. I know. Corsets aren't so common nowadays, unless they're certain kinds of corsets.
It was, it's part of the story. The character is an actress, and she's trying to audition for a thing. And so she's wearing a ridiculous outfit, which just adds to the humor of the day that she's having.
Right.
So you can kind of see it. There's a little glaze going on here, but yeah, there's a whole ensemble. And while I was shooting, I was like, who wrote this? Why would I ever do this to myself? Right. Like, it was a really funny idea on paper.
Right.
And when I had to live it, I was like, don't do that again to yourself.
Yeah. Just like that in public. Okay.
Yeah.
It's fun. The series has how many episodes? We have 7 episodes? Something like that?
I think it might be 8. We've distributed it in different ways, meaning our original cut was 8 short form episodes. And then sometimes we've tried to like bundle the first couple of episodes together. So it's almost been like, oh, now we have 6, but we've also cut it as a pilot. So then that's just one big episode. And so we've been experimenting a little bit with format as we went on the festival circuit. We started that journey in 2023 and we wrapped it up in 2024. And now we're trying to reach like moms everywhere.
All the people. And that's why I think we wanted to put it in the shorter episodes, because moms everywhere, rarely get to finish a television show at like a regular hour show, right?
Yes.
So these are like bite-sized, very funny, takes place in New York City. This is this dumb question everyone always asks, but where did you get the idea? Where did it come from?
My life. Yeah. But I actually will say a little bit more about that because I knew when I was 6 that I wanted to be an actor. Like, someone took me to see Uncle Vanya by Chekhov.
Oh, at 6?
Ridiculous. But I was like, I'm obsessed. I'm in love. And I knew like, this is the thing I want to do. But I had my son when I was 24 and I gave up a spot in a prestigious MFA program because I was part of that Murphy Brown generation that was like, whatever, I can do it all. I'm a baby and I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. And things happen as the way they do. And so when my son was in elementary school, I also work as a teaching artist. I have a master's in applied drama. So I was doing some teaching work and I was doing some acting work and I was doing a lot of work for taking care of him. And he had an IEP and there was just a lot going on. Yeah. I was like, you know what, when he gets to middle school, it'll be time. I'll really invest in myself. And then he got to middle school and my husband went to law school. And so he was never around and we had no money and I had to work even more jobs. And I was like, all right, when my son gets to high school.
Right.
My mother-in-law had a stroke and then we all had to move in together and there was just more caring. And I was like, there's never going to be my time. And so, the world was sort of on fire in 2016 and 17 in ways that I felt so much anger about. Mm-hmm. And the only thing I knew to do with it is like, I got to make jokes. So I started doing stand-up comedy around New York City as this character called Hot Angry Mom. And I found like so many people could relate, even if they weren't moms, and no matter what their political affiliation was, because people understood what it is to feel invisible or taken for granted or really fucking angry. And, something my husband had been telling me for years, he was like, "You're really angry." I was like, what are you talking about? I'm so nice. What do you mean? I'm so sweet. Because growing up, I thought that anger was ugly and destructive and just not a good thing. So
Right.
I swallowed it and I put on a big fucking bright smile and I was so nice. The
I love
character in Hot Angry Mom is a people pleaser. And I
Yes.
think lots of moms can probably relate to like what it is to give all of yourself until there's nothing left.
Mhm.
Just had this rage and I didn't know what to do with it. And then Hot Angry Mom became a bit of my pandemic project because my son
Nice.
really was a teenager. He didn't want to have anything to do with me.
No,
So I
they're angry
wrote
in their
this.
own way, man.
Yeah, I wrote it. I crowdfunded. I brought a lot of people together. We shot it in 2021. We edited it in 2022. And then we started doing the festival circuit. And I'm so grateful because, it gave me the opportunity to carry a television pilot or this fun web series to speak to my rage
Yes.
in ways that I think have been really cool when we've gone on the festival circuit to hear moms, all kinds of people respond, but I really
Uh-huh.
like when moms are like, I feel really seen.
Yeah, I
You
get
know what?
it.
I'm angry too, and I never express it. And I'm like, oh, then let's talk about that. Like, so it's been a good facilitator of conversations around like how do we embrace our whole selves,
Right.
including like the parts that we've been taught are bad, like anger or maybe our power or our sexuality. How do we be more whole and how do we fully express ourselves? But also, I think for moms, like our dreams matter. Like whatever it is you want to do to be your
Mhm.
most fully expressed, alive self. And
Yeah.
sometimes we put those dreams on hold while we give all of ourselves to everyone else.
Mhm.
And I'm hoping that just the process of the making of it and the story is inspiring to the moms in my life who are like, you know what? I'm going to go do this thing. I could go do
Right.
this thing.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's definitely inspiring. It was inspiring for me, and it's nice to not have to hold in your anger because we're taught that, and I was wondering. I was going to ask the people watching if you guys want to comment. What stage of motherhood were you the angriest? 'Cause I
I
know
mean, I'm
take
going to
your
say
time.
probably the teenage years. I mean,
Mhm.
well, it depends. In elementary school, I was really angry at schools,
Okay.
educational systems, and the ways that I felt like educators were unable to see my son for who he was
Mhm.
and look at how his mind worked and make adjustments. So I was
Right.
sort of furious at a system I was trying to figure out, right? And then I would say when my husband was in law school, I was a little bit angry at him because he just was never. The amount that he was around
I get that.
anyway, presence wise, was debatable.
Yeah.
but I would say in high school, it was so heartbreaking because my son was like, like many people that have, your baby thinks you're awesome. Like one
Yes.
day you're like the coolest person ever, and they think you're like God, and they want to hang out with you, and you're the best. And then one day they just are like, please don't touch me, don't look at me in
Yeah. They're
public.
like, "You're the worst."
And it
It's
like
really hard. It's
it
really hard.
it's heartbreaking. Yeah, it was really tough. I will actually say that my son is 22 now.
Ooh, you're on the other side.
Sort of, yes. And I have so many things I want to share about that as well. But I'm loving it. I'm loving it. And I just want to say there's hope in the future.
Thank you. We all thank you. Yeah, I heard a theory though that this is what I use to make myself feel a little better about my teenager's anger. And he's probably watching because he has Instagram now. So, here we go. I heard someone say on the radio, if you think of like survival of the fittest to the species propagating itself, just purely from that point of view. When a human being gets to its reproductive years, it's better for the species if they go away from the tribe and get into another gene pool and spread their genes out. Don't stay in the tribe, so that we're somehow like hardwired to, no matter who we live with or how our lives are, when we're teenagers, we're like, I want out of this place. This shit sucks. I hate these people. And that's a healthy, good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard.
Yeah. But in terms of like the mama heart, you're like, oh, you
I
broke my
know.
vagina, you little motherfucker. Like
I
you need
know.
to do the things I say to do. Like I
Totally.
can't.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you think this is what I like want to be doing? I
Yeah.
want to be a mama and I wanted to have kids, but I didn't want to be doing all of these crazy things we end up doing.
Yeah. But I will, this is a little plug, at least for him now. He sometimes does my laundry.
Ooh,
Can you
that's
imagine?
impressive.
I could not have imagined, a number
No,
of years ago. And he's not bad at it. He doesn't really ruin things. So I'm like, you know what? Have at it.
you
Thank you.
taught him good.
Yeah.
That's one of the things that have made me angriest in my life as a mom is that I do the laundry, but like I don't fold it and I don't put it away. So I give each kid like a basket of their stuff, right? And I often will find the same freaking stuff that I just put in that basket an hour later in the laundry. And I know it's just because somebody didn't want to put it away. It's just easier to put it back in the laundry. And I get so mad about that. It's bad.
I will say what is still happening for me, and this has been rage inducing this week. We remodeled our kitchen in the fall. I live in the Bronx. My kitchen is the size of most people's toilet. It's so small. We had like no counter space before. It just was just a sad space. And in our renovation, we've bought tiny appliances appropriate for a tiny kitchen, but
Yeah.
that means that we have a beautiful like big countertop.
Yes.
And the kitchen is like I love it now. It's like cute little stripes painted on the wall. And for some reason, when the people that live with me cook things, it splatters on the wall.
Oh, I
And no
hate
one
that.
can see it. And it
Nobody
drips down
notices
the
it.
cupboard. And I had gotten to a point where I had just surrendered because I was like, I spent too much time being angry. And it's like, mopping the ocean. I'm just gonna let it go and live in a messy house, and I just will have nothing nice, and it just won't bother me. I'll try not to let it bother me. But then we made something nice. And I was like, you're all ruining it. You're
Now
ruining
you're
my
ruining
pants.
my
Like,
It's true. It's true. We have a comment from the Mom Film Fest. Exciting to see that you two have joined forces. Love the series. Love the platform. Congrats, mamas. So
yay,
thank
thank
you.
you.
We love the Mom Film Fest.
If other folks are out there, mamas, or you have mamas on your team, I think that the Mom Film Fest is accepting submissions right now. So I
Yes.
don't know if you can put that link, if that's even appropriate, in the comments. But if
Yeah,
you Google
definitely.
Mom Film Fest, we love Mom Film Fest.
It's
We're so
lovely.
grateful.
Yep, I just got that email like a few days ago saying submissions are open. So if you have anything of the video movie nature, submissions are open. We have a comment that says, "Can you talk about the turning point from angry mom to a teenager to when they're in their 20s and actual humans again?" Signed, Mom in the thick of it. Oh, I
Um,
can't talk about it, but Mel can.
I mean, I'll just tell you from my own experience what I wish I had known a
Oh,
couple of
good.
years ago. And I don't know that this will be of value to you, but I'll tell you. So something that was true, I think that I felt a certain kind of responsibility in terms of like, I must make sure that my son gets the best education and does really, really well in school and does the activities and applies to the colleges and all these things. So when he figures out what he wants with life, he'll have opportunities and he'll be able to pursue them, and those doors won't be closed to him. And I had my own anxieties and fears around things. And my young man wanted to play video games. He was not excited by some of the things that I was excited about and wanted him to do. And so there would be, points of friction and tension of
Mhm.
being like, but a good parent makes your child do these things, right? Like that's
Yes.
what I must do. That's my job. And I wish that I had earlier than I did really seen him for who he is,
Wow. Yeah.
accepted him for who he was, and not worried that it was going to mean some sort of like tragic end to his life in the future. But just my job is to love him exactly as he is, because the world's already going to do all the things that the world's going to do.
Yes.
And because of the pandemic, this was a weird thing for our family, particularly. He was a senior in 2020.
Oh, that's heartbreaking.
No graduation with outside of our house, no prom, all of those things.
Yeah.
But it meant that I pulled back a little bit,
Uh-huh.
and he was able to just like do him a little bit more. And he started taking responsibility for himself when I stopped trying to make him do the things.
That's
And
awesome.
so he applied, he had gotten into a 4-year school and we postponed because of all the things that were going on. And then he just applied to a community college in New York City. He applied, he got in, he's been paying his own way. He's now
Wow.
into a 4-year school, again, paying his own way, doing his own thing. I think it was just kind of like, Mom, get out of my space.
He's got it.
And the thing that I was so worried about with video games, like he's studying computer science, like he's
That's
killing calculus too. I'm like, I don't even know what language that is. Like, how do you know these things? So he has these special gifts that I didn't really understand or appreciate. And I
right.
wish I had earlier, but definitely like now, yeah, he's self-initiating when I gave him the space and the trust to do it. So I don't know. Every human is different and needs different things. And I know that's scary and hard, but
It's really hard because as someone who is in the video game obsession stage, teenager anger, it's like, but wait, like, how do I know whether I'm being pushing my own things on the kid, or if I don't do that, then they're going to become like an unemployed, sad person playing video games. Like you feel that responsibility yourself.
yeah.
And it's hard to know, like, how much pushing should I do? So I don't know. No one has the answer, but
I don't know, but I do think there's something about the love component. Like I'm just starting to see, because when my mother-in-law moved, when we all had to move in after she had a stroke, every day she would tell me what a bad mom I was.
oh no.
And my son would be evidence of it. Like if you had done a good job when he was little, he wouldn't be doing X, Y, and Z.
Oh Lord.
And it was this was part of the genesis of like, what are you going to do but make dark comedy when you're in that? Because you're like, there's nothing left. We still live together. She no longer makes those comments.
Yay. Thank God.
Thankfully. And, we were all going through a rough transition. And yeah, he's really become so delightful. And so I think there is something to trusting the seeds that we plant when we know that we have loved them as hard as we can and we're doing the best that we know how to do. And I think there's something about taking care of yourself as a mom.
Yeah.
Making space for yourself because you are important. And when you know that you're important and you make yourself important, then your children have to see you that way too, especially if we have daughters. Like they need to see how we take care of ourselves so they can learn how to take care of themselves. And what I'll tell you, so my son is now dating this girl. And they just posted a little video that's not little, but they posted a video, which I guess is like makes them Instagram official. I don't really
that works.
I don't really get it, but she's lovely. And it was interesting because part of me was happy because I'm happy he has this wonderful social dynamic with this young lady that I think is really cool. She seems awesome. And then I also got so sad because the way he was looking at her.
Oh,
I was like, how he
was a little guy. Oh, I know. It's really rough.
Yeah.
I also tell myself to feel better. Like when I was a teenager, I wanted nothing more than to get out of my house and my family. And now I want nothing more than to be with my mom. So hopefully it all comes full circle.
Yeah. And also for me, I wanted space from him when he was young because he wanted so much from me.
Mm-hmm.
And now I would drop any of my plans. If he's like, you want to watch some TV? You want to hang out? I'd be like, yeah. And he's like, do you have any money? I'm like, here's everything I have.
Oh gosh.
I'm like, here's everything I have. Please hang out with me. Talk to me. Like, it's kind of, it's really fascinating that how the dynamic has shifted.
Yeah, it's a whole new stage of life. I wanted to just maybe flash up so everybody can see. Let's see. I think I have a little trailer of Hot Angry Mom. Let's see if this is it.
Okay.
Okay. Yes, it is. Okay. I'm like the technology lady here. All right, everybody. I'm going to play the trailer for Hot Angry Mom, and then we'll get back to being our hot, angry selves. So give me 1 second to move my windows around. Okay. My son's probably laughing at me now if he's watching this. Where'd you go, video? Okay. No, wrong video. Wow. When I'm tired. Okay, here it is.
Come on, small girl. Can't be that bad.
Once you're a mother, you'll never pee alone again.
Dear God,
Dice. Goddess.
If you help me get this, I will give half my paycheck to charity. I'll stop cursing. Masturbating? What is going on today?
Can I get the bedroom to work on this?
Z's working on this history project.
No one hears me unless I get angry.
My bathroom door is missing.
I think I'm on some robo-spam sex list.
Why? That's kind of sweet.
Children are filming my ass. Don't judge me.
My son forgot his history project. I don't know what y'all are staring at, but I can wear whatever the I want. It's a costume work thing. Oh, I'm an actor. I'm just gonna. And you're gonna be like, bam! Who's nice?
Sorry, I moved my car over there.
I have $10, no 5 in the car. I know it's not enough.
Maybe you would have such an anger problem.
I don't have an anger problem.
That video?
Hey, out of my spot before I take my keys and throw my on your car.
If you two can't get along, I'm taking the gun away.
2 million views.
That's a lot of people. I don't match it. Ow! You are powerful.
I said I'm sorry.
I'm a powerful boss. Duh.
Super funny, super fun. Let's bring her back on. It's so much fun. We got a little preview of the corset situation there.
Yes. Yeah. So yeah, my character is auditioning for a show, and I actually will tell you the inspiration for that moment.
Oh yeah.
Well, it partial inspiration. So the true story behind this was I was really working on material for that play in New York City, and happened to be wearing some very sexy leather boot situation and driving to a rehearsal. And I found a parking street on West 43rd Street. And I was
That's awesome in and of itself there.
really excited. I was running late, so like all the buildup was there. And as I was trying to pull into the parking space, like a car behind me was like honking, and I was sort of blocking the traffic, and the light was going to change. So I just pulled over to the other side so everybody could get by. And then a van pulled right into that spot.
Oh, that's
like
so
honking and waving and like, excuse me, like, hey, you know, like I was trying to get in this spot, and they just like flipped me off. Like, I don't care. That's your problem that you did that. And I lost my mind. Like I started screaming and cursing and kicking the car. Like I just had an out of body anger experience for a moment. And then I came to and could see New Yorkers staring, which in New York, if people are weird, nobody notices. Like you just kind of keep going. You don't really look when things are going off. You just kind of keep moving. So I was like, oh, this must not be good because people are looking.
Yeah.
I was just like, oh no, they're probably going to call the police. I might get arrested. Let me get in my car and get out of here. But when I was writing the series, one of the questions I asked myself is like, when have I been the angriest, or when did my anger scare me? And that was a moment when my anger actually scared me, because I didn't suppress it. I really let it rip. It wasn't healthy or safe in the way that I did it in that situation. And I think, you know, so much about this series is like, what does healthy anger look like? How do we listen to our anger so we can actually use our voice to say the things that we need to say so that we don't have to like flip out? But most of the anger in the series is actually her fantasy of what she wishes she could do if she would just really, you know, express herself. So that's kind of where all the comedy comes to. But yeah, so the actual play that I'm auditioning for, I reached out to this playwright because I haven't worked with him previously, and I asked for the permission to use a couple of lines for the audition.
Oh,
and
cool.
The playwright said no.
Oh.
That it was derivative, and that he would not give a permission for his words to be used that way. So thus it is treated the way it is treated in the series. If you're a theater nerd, you will probably right away kind of understand the world. And it's because I was so inspired by his play and the power of the character that my character's auditioning for. And it's not a play about an actress. You know, it's not a series about an actress. And I think that that's important. It's like, it's really about a woman who is a mother, who is an artist, who is many different things, who's trying to step into her power, but won't quite acknowledge that she's really deeply angry because she keeps giving everything away to everyone. And over the course of the series, she begins to realize, oh, I'm angry. And maybe it's not the worst thing to actually express it. And it's just the beginning of like the journey she would go on to really be in her power and use her voice and figure out her priorities, like saying no and having boundaries and all the things she doesn't yet have. So she is not a model of healthy anger.
No, she's all of us. And,
Exactly.
healthy anger has to be expressed. And then when we don't, it really builds up into something totally crazy and out of control, as my kids can tell you, my husband can tell you, for sure. I've also found that the stage of life that I'm in, not that my kids in, the stage of life, like the changing hormones, is like giving me the rage like the teenagers get. So it's like having puberty all over again, but you don't have something exciting to look forward to.
Well, maybe that's not true. I've heard some reframes that
Oh, good. Please help me.
that in menopause we're actually coming into more of our power. There was someone on the internet, I was watching a video that was basically saying like, all other animals die, but there must be some reason that women in menopause are still living another 30 or 40 years. Like we are the wise elders. And even though we maybe haven't been conditioned to love the word elders,
Right.
that actually we're no longer the sexual objects. We're no longer the caregiver, or maybe we're no longer the caregiver.
Right.
Or in the way that we have been, right? We're in this new phase, which I think might be even more powerful. And at least I'm hanging on to that. I'm making it something.
Definitely. I want to be a wise elder. If I'm going to be an elder, it's got to make it sound good.
Yeah, exactly.
So we have Hot Angry Mom exclusively. So you can't watch it on the internet like a lot of our other videos. You got to go to WatchieTV. And I'm going to flash up a little graphic that shows you all the places. So let's see. Do that real quick. I can't make it any bigger because I'm horrible at this. So it's exclusively on our Watchie channel, and you can go and download the Watchie app on all of the places that you would get, TV, streaming TV, Apple TV, Roku, Amazon, Google Play, all the places. And you can watch it there. We have all of the 8 episodes. It's super fun. And we're going to do some fun stuff on the blog about Hot Angry Mom. So we'll do some blog posts about each episode and share with everybody. And, we can all be hot and angry together.
I'd love that. And can I share some exciting news? I just found out,
please.
and I have not told people yet.
Ooh, you're not pregnant. That can't be happening.
No.
Definitely not.
No, I'm actually too close to the menopause. It's See, another blessing.
Yep.
So Hot Angry Mom, I just found out, and this is incredible for our team, was nominated for People's Telly Award. Basically, the Telly Awards give out awards to various like television programming and things on. It's so good for marketing. It's so good for the team and to recognize the badass group of moms that work together. I did not make Hot Angry Mom alone. I want to just shout out the director, Clarissa de los Reyes, all of the incredible moms. There was 70 humans that worked on that project from the very beginning to the very end, including all of our talent and crew and everything like that. And so anyway, the People Telly Awards is like a voting sort of situation. So
How can we vote? How can we vote?
Yeah, there's a link which I can provide to you. And if folks would click on the link, and then you either sign in with like Google or Facebook if you have it, or you can create an account and then just hit 5 stars for us. The more votes we have,
Give them all the stars.
give us stars, because we want to actually make more Hot Angry Mom, and we need funding partners who like to produce things, who are like, oh, we love what you're making. People want to see more. So we can make more because I already have more written. So.
Oh, I'm so excited to hear that. Well, you can go into, if you go on Facebook, you can put the link in the comments for this video. And then people will see it when they're watching or when you put it there, and they should give you all the stars. We're so excited that you shared Hot Angry Mom with us, and it's on all those places. So you guys, if you haven't seen it, go watch it. It's going to help you feel a little better about your anger.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mel. Okay, got to go find my angry teenager, and I'll see you again soon.